Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans. Welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm Ellie Jair.
I am J.A. Tilly.
Day 2 of rocking a Cody shirt. Every time I record, I got the MWGP United States title that Cody held. I've got the American Nightmare title. I've got the Intercontinental title all ripping. Day 2 of WTF. Don't do me like this. Hashtag we want Cody. What?
Man, I told you last year. You're like, oh man, they're gonna play it out. I'm like, no, it's something's gonna derail this. And look what just happened, man.
Looky.
I tell you what, man, this is either it's a big work and we're getting worked and it's gonna be Cody anyway, or this was a very bad judgment call on somebody in TKO that went, hey, let's put The Rock on there. Everybody loves The Rock, and then we might have screwed this up. Or it's deflecting attention from everything else going on that could be all over the media, which outside the wrestling world kind of is. I don't want to get into it. I don't know if you looked at it, but I read through, or I actually watched a legal briefing show on it, and I'm like, Jesus, some of that stuff was terrible.
Yeah.
And the fact that the individual, I'm not going to use any names or anything because that's their privacy, but the individual does not want to settle. She wants to take it to Discovery is a little terrifying. So we'll see what that is. But I think, conspiracy theory me, somebody went, oh, shit, what can we do to change what everybody's talking about? I know. Let's screw Cody.
Yeah. Man, let's distract. And, you watch. I've been a big Cody fan even when he was Stardust and, and all of that. And it's like how he made chicken salad out of chicken shit. You were like, wow, this is really cool. And then obviously him being Dusty's son and that whole thing. But it's like you said, like, okay, wait a minute. So there's a lot of heat going on and we've got to change the narrative of what's going on in the WWE because it's not all about one person anymore. So, to the point where the WWE lost a sponsor for one of their premium live events. Decisions were made. The sponsor came back online and had a great Royal Rumble. Maybe not great, above average Royal Rumble. And now here we are watching this whole thing play out. And, maybe they did pivot with the winner of the Royal Rumble. It wasn't supposed to be the American Nightmare. Maybe it was supposed to be the Straight Edge. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Here we are. And, I'm sure there's like $1 million an hour of lawyers working on this thing right now, trying to figure out how do we fix this thing? Well, you got a huge thing. I'm doing air quotes here. A huge thing got fixed when you were able to get your largest current sponsor back on board, which was Slim Jim. And now here they are rewriting history in the WWE. And does this now mean that their bell cow, Roman Reigns, won't break Hulk's record because it's too tied to a current storyline? Are they going to completely hit the reset button? I'm dying to hear and watch how this whole thing is going to fold out. I feel like we're watching, and not to date myself or whatever, but I'm still trying to figure out who shot JR. And if this is what we're going to do, I'm here for it. And I've been trying to like fix my heart since the main event last year of Mania, and to watch all of the setbacks. And now this, it's like, oh God, how much can a wrestling fan take?
So, I mean, we talked about at the end of WrestleMania last year about how in order to break Hogan's record, he has to take it all the way through. I think it was SummerSlam. So I didn't think Cody was going to take on Roman, or at least get the belt from Roman WrestleMania anyway. I thought maybe they would do the match, but I thought a lot of the writing was on the wall for them to pivot and go Rollins and Gunther, which I think would have been a great
Ooh,
program.
awesome.
Cody and Punk, which would have been a great program, which with Punk getting injured, that may be part of it. But I don't think, even if Cody would have gone to WrestleMania, I don't know that he'd have won because I think they want to break that record.
Yeah.
But as soon as The Rock showed up, I knew The Rock was going to main event WrestleMania. I mean, why would he come back? The payday he's probably going to get is ridiculous. He's a board member now. Why not come back in? But there's so many other things. Like, if this is all a work and they're still going to do Cody and Roman, who knows? They could. What if Cody goes in the Elimination Chamber and wins it, and he calls his shot and he goes against night 1 main event is Rollins, and then night 2 main event, hey, I'm coming after you, Roman. I changed my mind, and we get a triple threat with The Rock and Roman and Cody. Who knows? They could do a lot of things to swerve us. But I think they're on a little delicate ground here. Like, so we talked about when Cody came over last year or year before, how if they treated him well and everything, this could be a big, like, oh man, all these AEW guys should jump ship or could jump ship and come back. If they screw this up and don't finish that story, man, I don't know. Not that I'm saying they won't. You'll still get jumpers, but I don't know that people will be like a Kenny Omega. I don't know that he will go, oh man, they did Cody really well. Oh, ooh, wait, what? They're not giving him his title shot 2 years in a row. But I'm very curious how this is gonna land and play out. I watched Raw. All the signs we want Cody and everything is really leading me towards it's a work. WWE pivots, so they could very well pivot. And, if I were them, I'd run a storyline with it. I'd have The Rock mysteriously get injured. Somebody attack The Rock backstage. Make it look like it's the Bloodline. Bloodline's hurt. Bloodline goes, we didn't do it. And have Cody go and win. And then you flip Cody heel, and he comes out and says, yeah, I'm the one that took out The Rock. Like, he's not getting my spot.
Yep.
And that would be a cool way to do it. Like, if they really wanted to pivot right now, they could do the whole angle where somebody, like, what was it, the car explosion, and you find out that Rikishi did it for The Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you could totally play that storyline out where Ricky Starks, maybe, who is rumored to be coming to WWE after his contract's up. Hey, who's this guy that hit the, and you find out it's Ricky Starks, and now, Cody's the bad guy because Cody took out The Rock prior to the main event, and Cody stepped in, and now you could build a really good story with The Rock and Cody going forward. Yeah. I mean,
man.
And then you've got the world kind of straightened where Cody's the bad guy, but that's okay because you've got CM Punk who could play the good guy. You've got The Rock, who's one of the best good guys there is. There's a lot of things they could do if they needed to. That's just one of them, and I'd be very interesting to see how they're going to do it. Or they just stick with it and don't do anything and they ride it out. Like, they expect WWE fans by next Monday they'll be chanting for The Rock because he'll come out and cut some promo or do something cool, and everybody will forget, and Cody will just look really sad in the background, and that'll be it.
They keep showing The Rock with his goosebumps and and I have not come out in front of a crowd like that that was there to see me. And I've been on the field on like NFL games and stuff, doing like color guard events and stuff, and that's super exciting. But they're not going, we want the flag guy, we want the flag guy.
Yeah,
no, and so I totally get like the energy, and even though the machine of the WWE is so large, and the fact that they're so nimble and able to pivot so quickly, I mean, I absolutely commend them on what they're able to do. But there's some pivoting to do to get us back on track. And I'm sitting here going, okay, well, how do we distract? Well, do we do something with Gunther? Well, we can't do anything at Elimination Chamber because he can't travel out of the United States because of his visa. Do we, we see Nia Jax out here annihilating Rhea Bloody Ripley. Like, wait a minute, I didn't expect to see that.
Yep.
And, you talk about the woulda, coulda, shoulda, if we do this, then that. Now we're hearing Camille may or may not be coming to the WWE, which she is freaking tailor made for the WWE.
Big time.
Tailor freaking made. Now we're hearing that may not be the case. Okada may not be coming to the WWE, and it's not just because of money. And that's terrifying as a dude with a WWE brain. And I'm not anti AEW. I'm not anti NWA. By the way, you can get NWA on the CW app if you haven't already downloaded it.
Oh,
easy
cool.
easy way to get a hold of them. MLW almost done getting their deal done. MLW has a former world champion, no longer part of the of MLW, Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Zilla, who has been with Booker T over there at Reality Wrestling. So could there be another faction that comes out? Are we going to see, I was talking about having night one be Jimmy and Jay, the first match, Jimmy and Jay Uso, brother versus brother, City of Brotherly Love. They squash it. They have this banger. Maybe they bleed. Maybe they don't. They hug. At the end of the match, Jay comes out the victor. That puts a rocket on Jay. Jay ends up going to win the Intercontinental title later on down the road. Well, now that those two are unified, that causes a wrinkle. And now you can build that storyline over the next two nights before you get to the main event.
Another possibility with you got Fatu and then the one that just left New Japan.
That's what I was about to say too. Yeah. He's out there too.
What if going into the next few weeks or months or whatever, I guess month and a half, The Rock keeps getting jumped by the Bloodline, and he goes, "All right, we have a big family," and those two guys come out with The Rock, and he ends up taking out Roman at WrestleMania. And becomes the head of the table, and now you've got a brand new bloodline, and it's The Rock, and it's those two guys, and it's Sikoa, and Jimmy and Jay rejoin, and now you've got, and you spin that off to the Cody thing. If we do see Cody attack him, and now Cody brings the Nightmare family in, and you get QT Marshall jump ship, you can get whoever he pulls, Jade, if they need a female, because they have deep connections. Like there's some really interesting and cool stuff they can do if they do it. I don't know that they're going to, so I'm very curious how all that's going to end up working out.
Yeah, shout out real quick to the Nightmare Factory. QT Marshall just picked up a world championship for a wrestling organization, one of the central states, really doing big things now that he left AEW. And I don't like to see him walking around sort of like I'm trying to remember the dude that's with Tony Storm that walks around and like sort of Luther, sort of like a Luther character, maybe, or a Napoleon almost, where QT walks around, like, and I wholeheartedly petition to Tony Khan to let Dustin Rhodes be fluid with his association to organizations, and if it's convenient for AEW to make him available for the WWE shows and be able to have him sort of play in. And I like what you were doing, because I was trying to think, okay, well, we're gonna need a female in the mix besides Brandy,
right?
And you drop Jade in there, which would be hot. And now you can have Jade sort of counter the Nia Jax or Naomi.
Or both. Bring Brandy and Jade.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do some really good faction wars if you wanted to set up some stuff with the Bloodline. I really like the idea of Fatu and why can't I think of the guy's name?
I know.
From New Japan.
Yeah, he was the he defeated Machine Gun for the Neverweight title. I gotcha. Well,
but yeah, I think The Rock coming out with his own group of his bloodline, or however he wants to call it, would be pretty damn slick. And I'd be down for that. I think it would be cool. I think it'd be a way to go. And hell, you could even set it up to where the Mania match isn't necessarily for the title, and you've got Bloodline versus Bloodline, Roman, Sikoa, and Jimmy versus The Rock, Fatu, and whatever the other Uso is, Jimmy and Jay, or Jay and Jimmy. If I got them mixed up, I don't know. But you could do some pretty neat storytelling, and that way it's not your main event. It's not for the title. Cody could still main event, I guess, against Seth, but I don't know how much I really want to see that. He's beat him 3 times. Why are we doing it again?
Yeah.
And Drew made that point on Raw the other night. Like, I'm glad that, because I had a complaint watching that when, he was talking about, well, I already beat you twice. Why would I fight you again? And I was like, come on, Drew. And Drew, sure enough, said, that doesn't make a difference because, you lost to him 3 times. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, good. They did it. So, because I was a little mad that they weren't going to bring that up. But
yeah, there was one of the comments was, you give Drew an open mic, he's going to spit some truth. And, we harken back to different eras, right? So I dropped a video. If you get a hot minute, come check us out on YouTube, the No Shave Man Cave. And I talk about the lineage and the history of the Intercontinental title. And right now, the Intercontinental title and the Workhorse Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship that Seth Rollins carries and defends, those 2 titles have been on the grind. And now here Gunther is with 600 days. He's got his faction with Imperium doing a lot of great things. Gunther is defending the title, winning day in and day out, night in, night out, without a bunch of BS from his faction. Then you have all these other factions, and the WWE isn't really known for like factions and stuff. Yeah, you had the Hurt Business for a little while, like a dumbass.
they had DX, but
true. There was that.
The Ministry.
God, the DX, man, that was a good one.
Corporate office or whatever.
No chance. Yeah, so then you get all this other stuff, right?
But nowadays they're not as big on the factions.
Yeah. Well, you've got factions crumbling, Damage Control. You've got cracks in the bloodline, which I think will sort of work itself out, and every version of the bloodline will be standing at the end of WrestleMania. And I think a lot of us, me included, are going to be like, WTF? Like, okay. And I agree with you too, because we were like, okay, well, if you do the math, and to beat this record and that record, we've got to get to blank. Cody Rhodes just posted a thing saying, I really appreciate all the support from y'all. I love you. Trust me. And I was just like, oh. In Cody, we trust, brother.
Have they officially said that the match with The Rock and Roman is for the title, or is it just going to be for the head of the table?
No, and that's it. They haven't said either way. So we have a media event getting ready to come up at in Vegas.
Yeah.
It will involve all of the champions, to include Cody Rhodes and The Rock. Paul Heyman's supposed to be there, and they're gonna, kick us some knowledge and talk about what the card is going to look like for WrestleMania night 1 and 2, which I don't know if you knew this or not, but you and I are going to Mania, brother.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Cannot wait.
Oh, I can't stand it. Yeah. There's going to be so much going on. Yep. You're going to have Friday Night SmackDown. You're going to have night 1, you're going to have night 2, and the NXT event, Stand and Deliver. You're going to have Warrior Wrestling, TNA, NWA. There's several WrestleCons that are going on around the area. And I can only imagine how packed to the gills that the ECW arena is going to be. And if Uncle Bully is available, dude, put me through the table, dude. This is like we're talking bucket list, folks.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I want to see Cody win a title. I've seen him live perform. Haven't been as up close and personal as you were because I don't like traffic and I left early. I don't want to talk about it. And yeah, dude, I think we're on the cusp of something extremely memorable. And at the end, I think we'll both be able to look at maybe not each other because I think you have a different vantage point, the way you look at things, and I look at things a little bit different. But there's so many people walking around completely worked out of shape about what's happening, even to the point where they're putting threats on The Rock's daughter. She's a freaking talent down in NXT in Orlando. She is the farthest thing removed from any decision making on what's happening with the number one story in professional wrestling. So if we could all just take a pause for the cause and leave the young lady alone as she cuts her teeth and earns her stripes in professional wrestling, sports entertainment. But yeah, dude, I think the a lot of what's going to come out of the scrum or the press conference, there's going to be a lot. And Uncle Bully was talking yesterday or the day before, and he said, "Okay, here's how we fix this." The Rock comes out, everybody's blah blah blah, and The Rock says, "Fine." And you know, he goes through and he goes, "Before we get started, I want to acknowledge someone." And Reigns gets the shit-eating grin, and Heyman fixes his tie, and Cody's sitting over there. Woe is me. And he looks over and he goes, "Cody Rhodes, the son of the son of Dusty Rhodes, who was the son of a plumber," and he says whatever it is he's going to say. You know, we've gone through this, you know, world of professional wrestling, arguably together, although not connected at the hip, but bloodlines and storylines have sort of paralleled. And we're going to finish this story. And then you just go on and you tell, here's what's going to happen, and boom, boom, boom. But if that doesn't happen, I'm still going to WrestleMania. And goddamn, Cody will be holding a title here, and not the tag team titles, in the WWE. Man, I'm jacked. I can't wait.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the cool things about all of it is it's wrestling, baby. Like, you know, we're talking about it, we're getting emotional about it on a fake, sorry, not the F word, on a scripted program that I've always said is a male soap opera. And this is it. They just shot JR, and we're going, what did they just do? You know, like, oh my God. So it's funny because it's what wrestling should be.
Yeah.
We shouldn't always be happy with the fact that so and so won. Like, I'm okay with it. I think it's silly, and I don't know. I think there is some politicking involved, which is the part that I think upsets me. But as far as like storyline swerves, they could have handled it better. Like, why win the Royal Rumble just to bequeath it to The Rock? That's dumb. They should have done some better stuff with it. And I think that might be people's biggest problem was the promo and how they handled it. I think it would have been better if Cody made his decision Monday night and goes, "Yeah, you're right, Seth. I'm coming after you." And then boom, done.
Yeah.
Like then he could talk about finishing the story later on and coming after Roman. But it's wrestling. It's what they do. It's how they get us. It's getting us on the hook. We're being worked, which is what the best part about wrestling.
I love it. I've been got, man.
Is. Yeah.
I've been got.
Yep.
That might be a T-shirt. I think I'm gonna make. Where's my press at? I think I'm gonna make a "I've been got" T-shirt. So
yeah, it's good stuff. Let us know what you guys think about the Cody situation, about WWE in general. What you think WrestleMania is going to turn out to look like down in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we put these out. We're going to start trying to be a little more consistent with our content so you will know. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to listen to the podcast version, wherever you get podcasts from, the No Shave Man Cave, just look us up on all of them. If you want to reach out to us, noshavemancave@gmail.com is our email. And we're on Twitter and any other possible social network you can think of. We're out there. Hit us up. And that's all I've got. Hot tag out to you, brother. Tell us what you got.
Fade and hit me up on the socials because we're coming. We're the No Shave Man Cave, and we are here to talk to you and our brothers and sisters in arms and everybody in the wrestling internet council committee world. Can't wait to bump elbows with everybody here coming up at WrestleMania. So thanks for checking us out. I'm Jay Tilley. I'm Ellie J. Thanks for checking us out here in the No Shave Man Cave. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you